What?
And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends.
Winner!
You gives a shit about where the ball's been.
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team.
Those things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
Welcome to the weekly recap from We Are Soccer, and a big happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Happy Father's Day to my father. Happy Father's Day to my father-in-law. Nate, happy Father's Day to you. Danny, happy Father's Day to you. Unfortunately, you're not in the studio today, but hopefully you're watching. As I said, a big happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Listen, we appreciate you joining us. We've got a fun-filled show today. We're talking Euros. It's Euro heavy. We're going to touch on Copa America, which starts this Thursday. We got some fun rumors and news in the soccer world to chat about as well. But before we dive in, a big thank you to our sponsors and our advertisers. A big thank you to Soccer World for all your soccer gear needs. 3 Metro Detroit locations here in Metro Detroit. Let's soccerworld.net for all your soccer gear needs. Next level training. Take your game to the next level with Michigan's premier soccer trainers. The football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood, taking your game to the next level in physical therapy. Get to the football doc. He is one of the best around, Dr. Zachary Atwood. You can find him at thefootballdoc.com. The Michigan Jaguars, thank you, Michigan Jaguars FC, creating the best possible soccer experience for every player, regardless of skill level. And big thank you to Thomas McGee's. Hey, get down to Thomas McGee's in downtown Detroit for all the games, all the Euros, and the start of the Copa America. They've got everything. All right. Whew. All right. Yeah, it's kicked off. It kicked off on Friday. It was Germany versus Scotland. Big game there. Big score there. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that England game today. I want to know your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think of how England played today, because we've got some differentiating views on that, I can tell you right now. All right. Here in the studio, as you heard there, my good friend Nate. He's wearing a Germany jersey. Nate, how are you, buddy?
That was how England played, but we'll get into that.
We'll get into
that.
that.
To recap some stuff, rewind it back. First thing, I'm like shot out of a can here.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
You know I love this.
Let's do it.
I love the Euros.
This is your thing,
my
man.
tournament, man. This is my tournament because, like, when I was living in Germany in 2016. So I got to experience it live. There was a Italian culture center like down the block. And, like, every time that Italy won, they were, like, driving their cars around, blasting their horns and stuff. And it's so different from the World Cup. And I think, you can see it in Germany, the host country right now, with just the various parades and gathering of people, Scottish people drinking all the beers, sea of orange there, because everything is so close. You can have all these fans just absolutely descend on one area.
Yeah.
And this is so much better than what they were doing before, which they had multiple, the last couple ones, they had multiple those countries, just having it in one area so everyone can just congregate right in. It's just awesome.
Well, they've probably separated out for several reasons, right? More areas get tourists for people and money and less fighting. But yeah, man, we're going to jump into that. We're going to jump into that real quick. But before we do... one more. Okay.
Since you brought up the Jags.
Yeah. Hi.
Several Jags teams. Hello, Jags. Hello, Jags. Several Jags teams doing very well in Supercopa.
Supercopa, yes, absolutely. A couple of them down are doing very well.
I'm not even sure what a Supercopa is, but I'm sure it's better than a regular Copa.
Tournament down in Dallas that's happening this past week.
Superheroes or what?
No superheroes.
No. Oh, okay. Well, a little disappointed.
Yeah.
I think they need to fix the name. No, just kidding.
Agreed.
I believe it's one of the larger youth tournaments that they have or gathering.
You are correct.
And I heard a couple teams made it all the way down to the semifinals, and we're very, very close and on the brink of actually making finals. So
they
good on that.
Did well. Yep, exactly. Brooks, how are you, buddy? Wearing a USA jersey, getting ready for the start of Copa America.
Yeah. So you guys got the Euros. I got Copa. So there you go.
USA is undefeated in the Euros. Never lost a game.
Yeah, they
Fun
are.
fact.
You're still picking them to win the Euros, right?
They're not going to lose.
Yeah.
They're not going to lose. No team is going to beat them in the Euros.
Holding steady there. I love it.
Like I said, big fan of this tournament. Know a lot about it, and I know that USA has never lost in a Euro.
You know that for sure. I do want to tell everybody, listen, we normally wear soccer shirts here. I'm wearing the shirt that my kids gave me for Father's Day. It's got pictures of their faces all over it. And
that is an awesome shirt, too. I love
thank
it.
you.
By the way, I love it. I have socks just like it, and I got
my kids' faces on it? Or
with your kids.
Your kids or my kids? Oh,
I got to go double check.
Yeah,
I got to double check. No, fun story on that one is I was doing tryouts.
Yeah?
Literally
Yeah.
hated life.
Yes.
Wanted to jump off a building.
Yes.
And curl up and cry.
Yes.
And I came home, worst day ever.
Yes.
And my wife handed me the socks with my kid's face on it. Instantly changed my mood.
Best
I thought it
day
was
ever.
wonderful. Best
Awesome.
day ever. Loved it.
Yeah, no. Hey, pictures of your kids on your clothing is always fun. You get a lot of funny looks, but that's okay. I also want to give a big shout out to Mr. Luke Zagorski. Luke gave me this. Let me put that camera back. Armband. Captain's armband. Asked me to wear that this week because maybe in his words, I'm the captain of the nitwits on the show. I don't know.
Luke
Maybe
and I,
he said that,
yeah,
maybe he
he really needs to up his game because when you try to make fun of your rival team, and that rival team is sitting second
We're talking about
with games
Columbus and Cincinnati.
with games in hand, and you're down the table at 6, it doesn't really work. It doesn't really.
Mr. Luke
doesn't
Zagorski,
really work.
you've been called out. But I do want to say thank you to the awesome Villa armband he got me.
That is pretty
because
cool.
I'm the captain of the show here. All right, listen, we're jumping in. We're gonna run down some of the games from the Euros. We're gonna talk about the upcoming games. We're gonna start right away with that England versus Serbia game. 1-0 England. It happened today. Oh boy, I put it in the Facebook group. Listen, this is a thoroughly embarrassing match display from England. I was absolutely disgusted with the way they set up. Some of the players, I'm sorry, Kieran Trippier, he had a horrendous season for Newcastle. No, go ahead and start at the left back, Mr. Kieran Trippier. Oh, Trent Alexander-Arnold, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Gareth Southgate? What in the hell is he? Why is he in the starting lineup? You know what? Have him in the squad on the end of the bench, son. Not even close to the starting 11. Did not agree with that. Just could not fathom what Saka was told to do today. Every time he got the ball, he either went to his right foot. It worked out once. Don't get me wrong. But other than that, bring the ball back, go backwards to Kyle Walker, bring it back, and go through the middle. Not in the first half once did we look to Harry Kane's feet for a hold-up play. We did not look to give him the ball, have him hold up, bring everybody into the game and up the field. I was really confused as to what was happening. Serbia, to their credit, in the first half, sat back and said, yeah, come on, come at us, break us down. And England did that once. Other than that once, they didn't look like they were going to do it. In the second half, England did not even have a clue how to defend Serbia because Serbia said, well, we're going to come out and play now. Again, listen, this was England we've said this a lot in the last couple of weeks. England have probably the best front 6 you could hope for in these Euros. Absolutely brilliant players. They left Cole Palmer on the bench. They didn't bring Gallagher on until later in the game. Saka looked like a shell of what he's been in the season. Finally went to his right foot, though, so I was happy to see that. Bellingham, thank goodness we have Bellingham. Jude Bellingham oozes class. This player just glides in and out. And then you saw what Serbia wanted to do with him. They wanted to kick him, hassle him, give him a little bit of this, give him a little bit of that. And what did he do? He stood up and he gave it right back. Love it. And he ghosts in for that goal, puts his head in there where many players wouldn't. He was brave for that goal. Very brave. Loved it. Nate, I know maybe I want to say you and I have the same. Yeah. We're talking the same here, right? Like you're not going to go against me.
I'm going to go against you.
What?
I don't think Jude Bellingham was strong in that game at all. I thought he got pushed around. I think he got pushed around. At one point when that Serbian player came in and knocked him in the head and didn't get called for it, yeah, okay, it's a foul. Oh, it's a foul. You can't do that. Welcome to international soccer. That's what I'm going to do to you.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm going to go, and I'm going to just knock your best player around.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. Yeah.
And if you don't have anyone else on that side that's going to return my favor, like who's the guy returning the favor?
Oh, there was no one for England who was ready to go kick anybody.
Who's the guy who's going to stand up and go, you're not going to knock my best player down or elbow him in the head. I'm going to come across and get you. And I thought England looked soft. I'm sorry.
They did.
I thought they looked soft. And I know I'm really critical on England all the time, so everyone's going, yeah, whatever, this is Nate being critical. But I thought they were going to come out, and I thought they were going to hammer this team, right? It's
They should have.
Serbia. It's, you know what I mean?
They got two good players, Mitrovic and Vlahovic. That's it.
Yep, and I'm sorry, you can't say they have the best front four right now. There's no way. Not in this tournament. Unless they turn it around. And they can. They absolutely can. Just one match. You know what I mean? Maybe, some nerves, wanted to get the 3 points or whatever. But they didn't look a confident side. They didn't look a confident side like, Italy, even though they went down off of a horrible mistake, and we'll get into that. They came back and looked really good.
Yeah.
And pinned them back.
Yeah.
Germany looked confident. Spain looked confident.
Yep.
Netherlands, even though they had their issues, still look confident going forward. These guys, they looked like they were just.
They look clueless.
They're getting knocked around.
You got the best front six, and what are you doing? You're passing it around the midfield. You passed it around the midfield and used your center midfielders and your wing backs majority of the time. The top front six barely touched the ball. In the second half, the opportunity was there, was it not?
Yeah.
In my opinion, it was there. They were told not to expose areas behind them, I feel, England was.
Well, the opportunity is there. For Serbia, England got out a little bit lucky because there was some chances that they had that really were nail biters, and it shouldn't have been that way because England is way more talented than that team. Now, what happens when you go against Denmark? Which I'm sorry, Denmark's a really good side.
Denmark played well today, actually. I mean,
they have a good team.
I think they let an opportunity slip there, but they played well. They're a good team, right? Yep. That goal that Christian Eriksen took today, by the way, was absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. Brooks, you look like you've got a comment. You want to?
Yeah, we got a few. Well, Victor's being vocal in the chat here,
Oh, Victor, go F yourself. I saw some of those messages.
Yeah.
Very funny. Happy Father's Day,
Says, yeah, your shirt's pretty ugly. So there you go. That's what he said. And then
technically, you just called your kids ugly.
Yeah.
I called him ugly today, too.
Wow.
He said, F you about the Albania versus Italy fastest goal. And he also said, best front six, ? Barely scored a goal today.
You're not wrong. But
hey, listen, I wasn't criticizing Italy for I don't know what that guy was thinking on the throw-in, but
oh my God, yes,
we'll get
Marco,
to that later.
what were you doing?
But they turned it around.
That second goal from Italy, holy shnikes!
No, and there was much more there. That Italy that could have been like a 5-1 game very quickly, very quickly. Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, okay, I get it. First game nerves, things aren't going your way, but you rally and turn things around, and I didn't see that from England.
I agree.
Not 90 minutes.
I agree. Listen, I thought England, as you said, were soft. Now, I don't want to say counter argue your piece to Bellingham there, but Nate, the rule in this tournament is 2 red cards and you miss a game, right? Yep. So I also see the point of I really want to go kick this guy. I really want to go show him up, but I can't afford a yellow card because I know I'm going to get a yellow card as a central midfielder in one of the 2 next games.
There's other ways to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't see it. I didn't see. I'm sorry. I didn't see Rice get stuck in. I didn't see any of these guys get stuck in. Put on a good clean tackle, but a rough run. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. Serbia pushed them around the field the whole time.
Agreed.
And I'm looking at Denmark now with Højlund, Jonas Wind, who's very good, and Eriksson, and a midfield that is very, very tough. That's a scary situation.
Yeah, that's the other 2 in the group. So just so everybody's aware, England, Serbia, Denmark, and Slovenia. Slovenia, I think, for England at least, should be pushovers. But that Denmark game is going to be a tough one.
No game's a pushover in the Euros.
That should be a tough one. Well, Slovenia, my friend.
No, because
Denmark?
No, because I think
you're gonna say,
here's the problem.
Yeah.
Serbia gave Slovenia the recipe on how to beat them. With the only difference is Slovenia has a Benjamin Sesko who's incredibly fast, and they're gonna sit in like they did Denmark. They're gonna because they got a good goalkeeper too, who plays for can't talk. Oblak, who plays for Athletic Madrid. Thank you. Yeah. Need help sometimes. We are in the Euros. Names are weird. There's little dots above O's. I don't even know. Anyway,
can you really accentuate the German names when you talk about them?
I do. So, Jonas.
Jonas.
So, I mean,
Sesko for Slovenia is a player. Absolute player. I think Jean Stones and Guay are going to have their hands full with him when they play Slovenia.
And that's where they will get stuck in, let the goalkeeper do the work, put on very physical tackles, because by the time it gets, that's going to be a must-win for them. So they don't care about a yellow or red card. There is no tomorrow that game. They need one.
Yeah.
And you know what? Tying isn't half bad. They're still in the money, but they need 3 points out of that.
Yep. No, you are 100% correct. Let's jump to the first game of the tournament. I want to talk about that Scotland versus Germany game. Germany, obviously, this is Euro 2024. It's in Germany. The crowd was going wild. Scotland have pretty much invaded Germany at this point. I'm hearing there's 4%.
They drank all our beer.
They did drink all your beer, by
They
the way.
drank all the beer.
They drank all of
no
your
more beer.
Did they bring Scottish beer too?
No,
they just drank all the German beer. They drank not
Ah.
only all the German beer, but all the other beer as well.
Yeah.
They drank all. Scotland have now drank all the beer in Scotland. It's crazy.
And all their
in Germany
and in kilts too.
and in kilts. But 4% of the nation, 4% of the Scottish nation, is now traveled over to Germany and has fully invaded Germany for these Euros. Unfortunately, that's not where it helps on the field at all. Germany 5-1 winners, and it could have been worse. Germany absolutely dominated the hell out of this game from start to finish. Scotland playing a 4-3-3. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And one of the dumbest things I've ever seen a team do in the Euros, hey, look, there's Toni Kroos. Whoa, give him time and space. Yeah. We know he's old. He can't do anything. Time and space. We'll see what you can do, Toni Kroos. 101 passes? And he completed 99 of them?
Yeah, 101 to 102 passes, and that
He's out to win, man. He's out to win.
that pass that he missed happened like pretty much in stoppage time.
I mean, one of the best performances from a central midfielder happened in that game. Toni Kroos, 34 years old. Why on earth he's retiring, I don't know. He could go to any league in the world and cut it with what he's still got. Now, back to this. Question for you, Nate. In that game, is it the Germany or just that good, or were Scotland just that bad, set up so poorly that they just that was – I'll get into why they were set up so poorly in a minute, but would love your view on that.
So I think time will tell, but I think you are dealing with a very good Germany team.
Oh, yeah?
You don't have Toni Kroos go out and complete 101 to 102 passes and get away with it. Jamal Musiala actually had 100% passes complete, 32 of 32. Florian Wirtz had 29 of 31. Gundogan had exactly 31 of 34. These guys, so your front three, your midfield, your front three with your midfield and your midfield back basically completed over 90% of their passes. They are accurate, deadly, and very smart on the ball.
Incredible.
Top it off with Middlesteff, Kimmich, Rudiger, Ta. I mean, the fact that Scotland got a goal off a weird fluky cross in that grazed Rudiger's head, and he's just like, whatever. And by then it was over. You have this team is really coming out with something to prove. I hate to go pull all the chips in with Germany right now and go, okay, here we go. They're going to be ones to beat. We'll see how it continues to go. I'm a little reluctant to do that, but this is definitely a different side than you saw in the last major tournaments, and I think they're easily top 5 right now contenders.
Brooks?
Another comment from Victor here. Apparently, the Scotland players partook in the drinking before the games as well.
Yeah, you're probably right there, Victor, because that's how bad Scotland were. Now, they actually put John McGinn on the right-hand side. John McGinn on the right-hand side of a 4-3-3 up top, not a good idea. He could not get into the game. You're telling me John McGinn, one of the best central midfielders in the English Premier League, should be put on the right side on the top of a 4-3-3? Steve Clark, what the hell was that? You want someone to shut down Toni Kroos and kick him and hassle him for the entire game? That's your man. John McGinn's your man. He was nowhere near him because you displayed him on the right side of the field. It made no sense. Steve Clark, I'm sorry. This team was set up poorly. You thought you were going to come out and play football against Germany? In Germany? In the first game of the Euros? Are you kidding me?
So
Horrible.
Here's the other thing with the German side, too. They have several different looks they can do with the squad. You know, they got still a Pascal Gross coming in off the bench. They had Emery Can coming in off the bench.
Chan.
They had Can.
What a goal, by the way, he scored.
Yes, he
Fulkirk didn't start either, by the way.
No, he did not.
Fulkirk came, and that goal he scored, the second one was
You also have-
upper 92nd touch. Phenomenal.
You also have Undave from Stuttgart.
Dave, yep.
Who'd never touched the field yet.
Yep.
Who is the third or fourth leading goal scorer, and actually most German leading goal scorer in any major competition. And you also have, Sane, who I don't think actually he was not. He was not. Oh, he got in the 63rd.
I would say Leroy Sané
So
came in later in the
you
game. Yep.
have options that you can move around.
Mm-hmm.
You have things that can absolutely change things up, and formulas to work with that I think a Nagelsmann, who is a very smart technician, can change things on a dime in a halftime. It reminds me a lot, and again, I'm not trying to go over the skis, but it reminds me a lot of the French squad in the past, where they had multiple players that can play very good, and it's like, okay, this guy's tired, boom, I'm bringing this guy on, and it's like you're pretty much taking out one deadly player for a new deadly player.
So what in my opinion, what happened here is we've got contrasting tactics from England and Germany. So Germany decided, let's come out and let's go at it.
Yep.
Full power, full firepower, straight at it. Let's put the ball in the back of the net. Let's get this thing going. And England decided, whoa, hold the horses. Let's see if we can get out of here with one other injury, no yellow cards, no injuries, and we'll be all right for the rest of the tournament. Way.
Well, you saw it in the opening kickoff, which it was the Kroos to Wirtz, and he almost scored. He almost scored in 30 seconds. Very first opening. And it's worked before in the past where they drop it back to Kroos. Wirtz makes a run. Kroos finds him, and then he just buries it in. And he was inches from actually breaking it open within 30 seconds.
Brooks, if you could look up one of the next games for Scotland and Germany, that'd be great.
Germany plays Hungary.
Scotland
then.
That's going to be a tough one, by the way, because Hungary are no pushover.
Well, they looked like crap against Switzerland.
Germany plays Hungary on the 19th, and then Scotland plays Switzerland on the 19th at 3 o'clock.
I mean, listen, the rest of that group, obviously Hungary, Scotland, and Switzerland, you at this point, after seeing them all play, expect Switzerland to go through.
I think Switzerland's going to hammer the hell out of Scotland.
But don't forget, in the World Cup and the last Euros, Hungary can do some things. They can show up to a game and you're like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like they're all of a sudden stifling and coming out with a draw. So don't be alarmed if that happens. But
they gotta really up their game. If we want to talk about that, they didn't look very good against Switzerland at all.
They did not. I do want to show you. This though. This absolute unit of a player who came in for Hungary. This fella reminds me of a couple of friends I have who play in the over 40. I can't remember his name off the top of my head now.
Where does he play?
Yeah, we need to look that up.
You're talking.
I'm going to look at this.
Wait, hold on. You're talking 6'3", Martin Adam. So apparently he's a linebacker.
He is a linebacker of a human being.
Who plays striker. So,
Jesus, if he played anywhere else, I'd be concerned.
And yeah, he's.
What is his name? Martin Adam? Is that his name?
Yep, he plays in the South Korean League.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we
high quality there.
I think we found out who ate all the pies and all the sushi. It was Martin Adam, number 9 for Hungary. Because my word,
Craig, Korean barbecue, my friend, Korean barbecue.
Oh,
yes.
Do they do sushi in Korea? I don't know.
Maybe
sushi. I don't know. Either way,
Yeah.
that dude ate everything in sight. He's a large human being.
Are we pivoting to Switzerland versus Hungary now?
If you'd like to, go for it. Let's have your thoughts, my friend.
I thought Switzerland put on a masterclass. I think Grant Xhaka took off right where he left off.
Granit Xhaka, man of the match, by the way, in that.
He was phenomenal in the midfield, controlling things. It was funny. Their last goal that was scored from Mbolo, who apparently has a bit of an injury, as he was going to score, his near thigh brace fell off his leg, and he put a hell of a goal in. But yeah, no, I was disappointed in Hungary. I thought they were going to do a lot better than what they did. They were kind of pinned in for most of the game, and their possession that they had was kind of in the defensive third. Switzerland XG 2.33. Total shots 15, shots on target 7. I mean, they were all over this team. And it was a little bit disappointing the way they played, Hungary, that is. I expected a lot more from them. I thought their defense would have carried them through, and I thought Salazar would have been great in this tournament.
Yep, so much life.
But he was nowhere to be found, really. Yeah. I mean, he had a cross which turned into the one goal that they had from Varga, who again he dropped it right in, beautiful cross, standard him, and Varga went down, headed it in as it went in. Great goal. But honestly, outside of that, they were toothless.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it just goes to show one player doesn't make a team, right? But Switzerland showed up with a little bit of class there. Granit Xhaka running the show, doing what he did for Bayer Leverkusen all year long. Man of the match performance from him. All right, let's jump over to that Spain versus Croatia game. Lamine Yamal comes out to be the youngest player to make his debut in Euros. What, as a 16-year-old, what a phenomenal display. Starting, had the assist to Carvajal's goal. What a ball, an in-swinger for a ball that was. Spain typically in the last several tournaments have struggled to start off. They've struggled. This isn't tiki-taka football anymore for Spain. This is, we've got some firepower. Let's go. Let's put the ball in the back of the net. They made Croatia look less than average. Luka Modric coming off at about the 65th minute. He looked on the ball like he had some magic left, but Spain did what they needed to do and crowded him out in a lot of situations. I'm telling you right now, this isn't your same Croatia team. This is an older version. This is a team that's going to struggle. Spain, though, they can put the ball in the net. They got some players there, man. Morata put a beautiful ball in early on. Great breakaway goal. Got injured, though, later in the game. We'll see if that injury carries through and if he can shake that off. But another great start, a great start there for Spain. 3-0 over Croatia. Lots of concerns. All right. We talked about it earlier. Nate, or do you want to jump in on that?
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead. Go on.
yeah.
I didn't
I
think
was-
you wanted to talk about
Oh, hell
Spain.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
I'm going to call you out real quick.
Why?
I think a couple of weeks back, you were saying Croatia could be a team to watch
Yeah.
out for.
I was a bit disappointed in
Yeah.
Croatia. I mean, they hung in there for the good 20 minutes, and it looked pretty damn even.
Yeah.
And then right when Morata got fed that ball and he scored that first goal, they just fell apart after that. And
Downhill from there.
After that, it was just absolutely downhill, and they just went. It looked like they went in and went away. And Spain, I mean, hats off to them. I thought they were going to be good. I thought they're going to be really good on the counter. And hell, man, they absolutely were knifing through the Croatia defense, which I thought was actually better than a three goal loss. You know what I mean, that they had, but apparently not. So that was a little bit surprising there, and I was a little bit disappointed with Croatia. I thought they were going to do a lot better than that.
I think they folded. They folded after the first goal went in, and with a team that have elder statesmen like Perisic and Modric, you'd think they've seen this before. They've been here before. They can pick this up. This is nothing for them to overcome. I mean, you've got the experience, and yet it didn't happen. So disappointing from Croatia for sure.
Yeah, Ruiz dribbled through your whole back line for that second goal. Just absolutely dribbled through him. It was no problem, and yeah, Yamal was an assist, Padre with assists, Ruiz with assists and a goal. They look really good, and yeah, you had two injuries picked up because Rodri picked up one too. So
that's right. Looked like a muscle injury of
So
some sort.
hopefully-
Listen, if you've Morata and Rodri are out,
you're in trouble.
that's a good portion of that Spain team. They're going to struggle if they can't put them back in into the lineup.
They look good in that game.
Yep.
So hopefully they can get them whatever healthy as much as they can and get them back out there.
All right, let's jump into that Albania and Italy game. Well, Nate, you mentioned it earlier.
Just throw it to anyone. Just
What the F? You're 20 seconds into the game. You've got to throw in deep in your own half. And you know what? You throw it to a guy who's in the middle of your 18-yard box going, this will be okay. No. They're not pressing that hard. Here, you ready? No. DeMarco, what the F was that? Albania, well done. 1-0. The earliest goal ever scored in the Euros. Albania, 1-0,
So
23
I feel
seconds.
bad for DeMarco because I don't think, you maybe shouldn't have thrown that ball, but it didn't look like anyone was checking to him, right? And you could see he was scanning, he's looking. There was no one there, and he threw it to a center back, and it's like the I think it was Kafari, just went out there and stopped. He took 3 steps and stopped.
He took 2 or 3 steps forward, and then he stopped because if he'd kept coming, he probably would have won
Could've
that ball.
closed
And,
him down.
and there's not going to be a penalty called in the first 20 seconds of
No.
the game. So go through, win the ball, right?
But
go
I didn't even try to win it. But you could have closed him down, preventing him
Agreed.
to be able to dribble at then pace for you, because he had 5 yards to dribble at pace and then bury it in.
Yeah.
It's like if you would have closed him down, he maybe wouldn't have been able to dribble straight in and score. But I mean, after that, it was like Italy put their foot on the gas and didn't.
Oh my word!
Oh my
three
God.
three goals in the game in the first 16 minutes, I think it was. Phenomenal. Italy just like you, Nate. You just said it. They put their foot on the gas and said, "Let's go," and go they went. Great responding goal, and then a great go-ahead goal. Listen, Italy could have put a lot more in the back of the net here.
Well,
We're going to get to the Albanian squad in a little bit, so I'm interested to know how some of the Albanians out there feel about their squad. Sorry, Nate, go ahead.
I was just saying. I mean, I think the fact that it was only 2-1, Albania got away
Oh, yeah.
out of there with less damage because there was a lot of near saves, post hits, all sorts of fun stuff. But Italy was all over them with. I mean, yeah,
That could have been 5-6-1.
17 shots, 5 on target. I mean, not including those post hits. Those, they were all over them at the end of that game or throughout the game after that. So way to respond to something that obviously wasn't very good. And way to then step on the gas and then just go at them.
Yep. All right, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about a player who scored a goal with his very first touch of the game. We're going to talk about a goal that was scored today that has to warm your heart. Lots coming up, lots for us to get to. We'll be right back.
Hi, Brooks. We're at our favorite store, Soccer World in Rochester. We're just going to do some light shopping. Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
Ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey, Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
Copa America. Ooh. Wow, that's not MLS. Cool.
Socks? No.
Ooh, a ball pump. Next to line.
Sir, you're next.
Right. That's a mannequin. You know that.
Huh?
It's a mannequin.
Oh. Sorry, sir.
Fuck, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Huh?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest goals you'll see in the tournament happened today from a player who, in the last Euros, his last piece of the Euros, play in the Euros was unfortunately marred by him on the floor having a heart attack. Yes, Christian Eriksen. Denmark 1, Slovenia 1 was the game today. If you watch the several angles of Christian Eriksen's goal here to put them up 1-0, you will absolutely see 2 or 3 different things that just you'll see why it separates him from the average player. He ghosts behind a defender. The defender looks over his shoulder, and as soon as he does that, Eriksen comes around the other way. The ball is thrown in, is then flicked to him by Vind, and he brings the ball down on his chest, and he sees the defender coming from his left side. Before the defender even has a chance, he just toe pokes the ball to the far corner. The goalie stands no chance. This was just a bang-bang goal. I mean, it was a phenomenal goal. 1,100 days since Christian Eriksen's last interaction in the Euros. You couldn't ask for a better fairy tale for him to come back and play in the Euros. He carries his team here. He was a phenomenal player of the match. Unfortunately, Slovenia won, Denmark won. Benjamin Sesko was the player for Slovenia. That kid is an absolute stud of a player. He had 2 or 3 shots that just a whisker wide. Kasper Schmeichel was all over the place trying to get to the other side of the goal. This was a really entertaining game, though, boys. Nate, I know you have some thoughts on this. This game, for me, I was really entertained by this game, by the way. Excuse me. Was this the one that was in Stuttgart as well?
Yes, this was the one in Stuttgart, and that's why the stadium looked so goddamn nice.
Yeah, it was looked beautiful. I really want to get out to that Stuttgart stadium so I can go have a beer.
Yeah.
And I can pee at the
sandwich.
Well, but
watch the game.
You told me that
Yes.
the bathrooms have windows so you can look out.
I do.
I can drink and pee and watch the game all at the same time.
Watch the game.
That sounds like heaven.
Yep.
Sounds like heaven.
The steak sandwiches are really good too.
Ooh, yeah, I'll have 2 of those.
Yeah, they're great.
But this game was a great for a neutral, sort of a neutral, an England fan, right? This game was the result that the England fans wanted. This is what England wanted.
I don't know if that's what you want.
A draw? A draw? Nobody got point. Everybody got 1 point. That's it.
Yeah, that
That's
means
it. There's no
both of
winners.
them are still in the running here.
don't
And
know.
you play
I know.
England plays Denmark next.
You get a draw at a Denmark game. That Denmark game. Now we're 4 and
You
Denmark.
just
is
saw how
struggling.
England play. You
Oh,
saw how Denmark played.
England.
Which
It's coming. It's not really coming home
Which
anymore.
one's
after that
getting a
display.
draw? Now, again, England hopefully has another gear and get their ass together against Denmark. But Denmark beats. Say, just in my world, what if?
What if? What if?
Walk down
What
this
if?
trail with me.
Yeah.
You say you drop a game against Denmark. Just say
So let me make. What if England loses to Denmark? Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And what if Slovenia beats
Serbia.
Yeah.
So that.
And now you're 3, Denmark's 4, Slovenia's 4, and you play Slovenia. And I just told you exactly what I'd do if I was Slovenia, and I'd knock the shit out of your guys with my good goalkeeper and try to beat you on the counter, which is exactly what they did with Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
Which is exactly what they did. You're in a nightmare situation, my friend.
Yeah.
I would have, if I was an England fan, I would have preferred one of those teams to lose. You have 3. Your other guy, Denmark, let's say, has
Sure.
3. You can draw, and you're both going home, or you're both not going home. You're probably going forward at that point. Very high statistically, right? But you're in a situation where you're about to play Denmark, who needs a win, and is a very good side, and has very good players, and should have won against Slovenia. Had many opportunities that were really good.
That's one way of looking at it.
That's
That's
a
one way of
very
looking at it.
It's a very nightmarish situation, my friend.
Yes, I think England look at it and go, all right, Denmark didn't really show up to play, or they tried to. They got stuffed a little bit by Slovenia. Slovenia, in the end, could have snuck out a win there as well.
68% possession and 16 shots with a 1.77 xG is not stuffed.
What was the Slovenia? What was their? Listen, they had a couple of shots.
They had a couple
what was their
shots,
shots and shots on goal?
Shots on target 2.
Because that's Sesko.
Yep, he had a couple rippers.
I'm telling you, that's it. He had a couple rippers, and that doesn't take a deflection, or because Kasper Schmeichel wasn't getting across if those balls were on goal. By the way, so I'm not saying stuff. Maybe bad, descriptive word there. But listen, I felt Slovenia had a chance at the end there to really take the points.
So there was a moment in that England game where there was a bad pass, and Serbia
Probably from
picked
Trent
it up,
Alexander-Arnold.
and Serbia picked it up and had a great opportunity to score, but they screwed it up.
Mm-hmm.
What is your belief that Højlund or Jonas Wind or Eriksson will screw that up?
Oh no, players of that caliber do not screw that up.
And that's what I'm saying. that's
Serbia,
all I'm saying.
Serbia had players that are like championship or League One level players. Denmark have Premiership level players.
You have Premiership
That
level.
doesn't mean they can't beat you.
Well, no, that's what I'm
what
saying.
he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the giveaway that the England got,
bad
there was a
giveaway.
couple of days today. There was Trent Alexander-Arnold gave one away. You're just like, what the F was that? At the top of his own box, a Premiership level player probably finds the back of the net there. The Champions Up level player that Serbia did not, unfortunately. So, but no, you're not wrong. Listen, I think that's going to be that has to be one of the games that people are looking forward to in round 2 here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I'm
Denmark
waiting for
versus
that one.
England.
It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
And it would be more nightmarish if Denmark and England drawed.
I was about to say,
Slovenia won.
do you want to bet that there's going to be a draw there? I bet you they draw.
Because now you're in a situation of still going home because of Denmark then thunderclap Serbia, and Slovenia will pull one off on you. This group, and I said this going into this, everyone said, "Oh, England's got this. It's fine." I went, "I don't know, man. These teams are a lot tougher than I think people realize." And I don't know, maybe England just rolls over anyone. We'll see, but I don't think that's the case, and not from what I saw today.
I see.
You hate me for bringing this up.
I hate you for bringing it up.
Yeah, sorry.
But I also see England going, you know what? Let's get a draw against Germany. Then we'll probably get a draw against Slovenia. I'm sorry.
You're not drawing.
Denmark.
Yeah, not
You're
drawing.
not drawing.
Not after that
It's
performance.
Denmark.
Let's get a draw against Denmark.
Yes.
That gives us 4 points. And then that final game, we'll just probably get another draw. We'll squeak it out. We'll finish second. We'll go through. We're good to go. No yellow cards, no injuries. Let's go into the quarters.
Understand the vital flaw with that plan, right? If you go,
Oh,
in,
it's England. So, yeah, there's vital flaws
if
with
you
it.
go into Denmark going, yeah, let's just get a draw, and Denmark needs 3. What do you think's going to happen there?
Denmark gets 3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
you cannot go into a Denmark side that's now fighting for their lives because they can't lose. Because they lose, they're out. They're done. If they lose, Denmark loses, they're done. So this is the worst possible situation, I think, for England. Denmark coming in going, crap, we really need 3 points here. We're throwing the kitchen sink at you, right?
Yeah.
And the group being still open how it is.
Yeah.
Because it's still open.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's wide open.
It's wide
It's
open.
One game.
So Denmark's coming in going, I need to win.
Yeah.
And if you go, hey, I'm going to squeak away a draw, we'll be fine. That usually doesn't work well.
Right. All right. So listen. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Big game on Thursday for England versus Denmark there. The other game that I'd like to talk about, Poland 1, Netherlands 2. Wout Weghorst coming in 2 minutes into the game, scores a goal with his very first touch, wins it for the Netherlands. This game was thoroughly entertaining. I think it's a completely different game if Poland actually have Robert Lewandowski playing, but he's out injured for the first game or two here, unfortunately. Poland do have some injuries, unfortunately, that they're not able to play some of their players. It's that made this game a little bit, disappointing from that fact, but a thoroughly entertaining game in my opinion. It was funny to see Gakpo and who was the player he was subbed out with. They're walking behind the end line, looking at the subs who came in, which is Wout Weghorst and Frimpong, and they're like, "Oh God, are you kidding? Are you kidding me?" Ah, these guys. Oh, God. And you just saw them going, I can't believe we're subbed off. It's 1-1. 2 minutes later, Wout Weghorst goal does what Wout Weghorst does when he plays for his national team. Anytime else he plays in the club scene is absolutely crap. Nate, tell me why.
Well, ask me if I'd want Weghorst ever playing for any club ever that I would support,
Nate,
including FC Cincinnati.
Would you
It'd
like
be no.
Wout Weghorst playing for any club
No.
you support? No.
No,
He just scored a great goal today to win it for the Netherlands.
No. Ask me if I want him on my national team.
Would you like him on your national team?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I was listening to an interview with him on Netflix in the World Cup, right? It's called Captains. And he was running down what was going on.
Wait, you read the subtitles?
I read.
Wow.
I don't believe this. I don't believe this. I think his wife sat next to him.
What do we... Wow, that's...
I think his
did we
wife
step
sat
in?
next to him and read
Wow.
them for him.
What world did we step in? But I read.
Wow.
I hate every minute of this that I read.
Okay. All right.
You know, if I
continue.
could have had an option, I would have had somebody read. Why didn't they just have some American read it just for me? I have to read it myself. Netflix do
Great
better.
question. Do better, Netflix.
Okay, I don't
Do
want
better.
to read ever.
So you can write a
Full
letter.
stop.
You can write a letter to Netflix to tell them.
I feel like we've gotten off course a little bit.
Not
here.
really. It's all
Just a
related.
little.
It is.
Just a
So
little.
in that
Onwards.
documentary, if you watch him and him explain what it means for him to be on the national team and his pride and how he understands he's a bench player, but he's like, I am going to go in and I'm going to do everything humanly possible to score a goal. Period. Full stop right there. And I think for players like him, and you often see it like Luka Podolski is one, when it comes to a club side, it's meh.
Yeah.
When it comes to a national side, that national pride kicks into overdrive.
Goats him.
And those guys just go on another level. And I think Wout Weghorst is one of those players for that national team. He's also the guy who got to a verbal altercation with Messi because he felt that he disrespected him and the national team. And that was, if everyone could see it online, where he was bursting into the press conference to confront Messi based on what he did and had to been pushed out and escorted out from that because he wasn't happy. So that's the type of guy he is. I'm not surprised. I said prior, it's not I told you so, but I said, hey, Netherlands got Weghorst. That's a different guy. You have to pay run around. Then you put in Weghorst as a target. That absolutely changes the game. And he's one of those guys that you're going to bring in, and he's just going to go in the box and net you a goal. And that's what he did today. I thought Netherlands was a little bit disappointing against Poland. what's funny is
Why
Szczesny,
were you? Why do you
I
think
thought they rushed their
disappointed?
attack.
They
way too
rushed
much.
their attack.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, they got scored on.
Interesting.
Good header. Put it in. After that, they kind of pinned him in,
Mm-hmm.
but they pinned him in, and they were just so rushed with it that they were missing opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. On the same flip, and I hate to sound manic, but Szczesny had one of the best performances I've seen out of a goalkeeper.
He's a good national team goalkeeper.
He is. Jeff Shook, who knows his goalkeepers,
He likes him.
loves him.
Yeah.
And I thought it was always because he was an Arsenal guy, right? Or was, former Arsenal guy.
Yeah.
But I thought he absolutely saved Poland's skin. That he put on some hell of a saves.
Yeah,
He makes
the
some
only knock-
blunders at the club level, that's
yeah,
for sure.
The only knock on him today was his distribution. His
Yeah.
passing and his distribution out of the back was absolutely terrible. There was several that he looked to get over a player and it just went straight out of bounds. And you're like, oh my God, how are you being talked about going to the Saudi league for such big numbers right now? But other than that, he did what a goalie needs to do. He kept the ball out of the back of the net. I mean, majority of the time. Listen, when they throw that much firepower at you, you can't do that so much. You can only do so much, right?
And I think Cody Gapko's goal was probably one of the goals of the tournament so far, where it went through two players, actually. One sliding and the other one trying to cut it off, and it still went through both guys into the net.
Yeah.
Xavi Simons, very disappointing today. I thought he was very disappointing today. I would put Mopeng in over him instantly in the next game and have him start. With those two and DePay running around.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I think that's a
I
recipe.
wouldn't doubt that actually happens.
Yeah. I thought he was a bit lackluster. I mean, he is still a very young player. I think this is his first international tournament, and for him to start right off the gate,
You are correct,
It
it
just
is.
looked a bit too much for him.
Yep.
I think he would be better suited coming off the bench to help out or even push things
I'm
along.
wondering if they wanted him up there specifically today for his pace, for his
Yeah, but for
explosion pace. But
Mopeng has great pace as well, and actually can defend and create a lot of problems for teams. And he did when he went in.
Yep.
He was running around creating a lot of problems. So
Well, we're gonna talk about a couple of the games that are coming up. We've got a crazy stat we're gonna talk about as well. Lots to get to right after this.
Change tempo, yes, drop out, good. Yes, touch play, right foot, yes. Scan, good. Touch in, play, drop your hip, right, yes, good scan. Yes. Jay, well done. Get side on touch. Play, see it, yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's a crazy stat for you. I gotta give more credit to Luke Zagorski. That must be that's the third time.
stop
I
giving him
know.
credit.
God dang it,
No
Luke.
more.
All right.
He doesn't understand things. Like a club that's been around for 30 years versus a club that's been around for 6 years, and then going, look, we won 3 titles over 30 years, which,
Into
Brooks,
the MLS
math me
top.
real quick. 3 titles in 30 years is 1 every 10 years, right?
Yep.
And when one other club hasn't been around for 10 years, that doesn't add up.
Which club are we talking about?
You know.
FC Cincy versus
know
Columbus.
who it is.
know.
He's going his MLS deep talk. All right,
Yeah.
let's jump back in here, though. All right, crazy stat alert. 80 players in Euro 2024 will defend teams from countries in which they were not born. Only Czechia, Netherlands, Denmark, and Austria do not have naturalized players.
Wait
All right.
a minute.
Yep.
Are you saying Gudoan is not a traditional German name?
Maybe.
I thought his olive skin was something that most Germans have.
Yeah, well, here's what we've got, all right? All right, so Germany actually only have one player who was not born in Germany. Valdemar Anton, defender born in Uzbekistan. Scotland have 6 players who were not born in Scotland but do have Scottish ties, which allows them to play. Quickly, Angus Gunn, Scott McTominay, Kieran Tierney, Che Adams, Liam Cooper, and Tommy Conway. Hungary have 5. Switzerland have 4. Spain have 3. Give you an example. Joselu is a German-born striker. Croatia have 6. Italy have 2. Albania. Do you want to take a guess at how many players Albania have on their team that are not born in
I'm
Albania?
hoping 11.
10.
All starting 11. We're not born in Albania.
18.
Wow.
Nice.
18 out of the 26 players on the Albanian national team were not born in Albania.
No.
That's some good recruiting.
Hold on though. I gotta
Yes.
jump in for the Albanian defense here.
Okay. All right. Yep. Victor's got a fan over here.
I gotta because like saying you're not born in Albania is like saying, yeah, I was not born in Ohio, but now I live in Ohio. I mean, that's the proximity from a lot of these
Yes, I agree.
mean,
I agree.
you know,
So I'll give you some of the countries. All right?
so long as you don't throw like anywhere from like Senegal at me.
No.
Like,
Here you go. Kosovo. I'll give you that
come
one.
on.
Spain.
Close
Greek.
enough.
Greek.
Right there.
Swiss. Northern Macedonia.
Yeah.
Swiss. English. Armando Broja.
That's a little
English.
bit weird.
Northern Macedonia. Switzerland. Kosovo. Germany. Switzerland. Greek. Italian. North Macedonia. German.
So like I said, not like France where they're coming from like
I would say there's probably 4 maybe in that list that you're like
one. Only
Spain
one.
and England.
No, I mean Spain. It's just a hop, skip, and a stone.
Yeah, I mean you mean hop, skip, and a stone in a train ride of 12 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kentucky
All right.
to Michigan, my friend. That's all I gotta say.
You
There's
guess-
no large body of water in between.
All right, here we go with the rest of those. Slovenia have 2 players who are not born in Slovenia. Serbia have 4. England 1. Mark Geed, defender from the Ivory Coast. Poland.
See that? Hold on. That's cheating.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you're telling me the 18 players that Albania have?
I'm sorry. Where's the Ivory Coast compared to Spain and Albania? Not even close.
Yeah, Mr. A country
Albania
invented
have
soccer.
a player who was born in England.
Well, that's what I said. He shouldn't be there either.
He's cheating.
That's cheating as well.
It's the purebred country, right, of soccer players,
yeah.
right?
Easy.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't
So
say
England have
purebred
1.
in the German tournament.
Yeah.
Poland have 2. France have 4 players who are not born in France. Belgium 1. Slovakia
wait.
1. Romania 2. Yes.
France only has 4.
Yeah.
I don't believe
We're not
that.
born there, but a lot of the parents immigrated there and had children. And now
Okay.
those-
Okay,
That's
fair
right.
enough.
All right. Fair.
Fair
Thank you. Fair enough.
I mean,
What were the 4?
Who were the 4? Bryce Simba, goalkeeper. Eduardo Camavinga, born from Angola. Marcus Thuram, born in Italy.
That's right,
And
he was
Mike
born in-
Manganan, another goalkeeper born in French Guinea.
I would put an asterisk on Thuram though because didn't Thuram's dad play? He played in France.
Yes, he did.
So come on. He was on vacation. He was on vacation, okay, and like, oops, water broke.
On
You
the
know, like
list.
that doesn't
On the
count.
list.
You
All right.
can't. Come on.
Happy Father's Day,
Yeah.
everyone.
It's like Timothy Weah is not. Is yes, he's an. I get it. His dad is a
get it.
president somewhere else, but
I get
he
it.
also played for. He played for the USA, right? No.
No,
His dad?
no, he was
George
born in
Weah?
George
Yeah.
Weah was
No,
born in New
oops.
York.
My bad.
No.
Yeah,
I think
Tim
he
Weah was born in New York.
exactly.
Yes,
It's there.
but George played
All right.
for one of the African teams.
Damn it.
Yeah.
All right,
Trying
here
to
we
make
go.
a point. It backfired.
Well,
Romania
you
2,
know.
Ukraine 2, Turkey 8, Georgia 2, Portugal
Turkey 8.
4. Yeah, they got a lot. Dutch, German, Austrian, German, Dutch, German.
It's usually supposed to go the other way. The Germans take all the Turks.
I don't know what
Not
to
the other
tell
way
you.
around.
I don't know what to tell you. All of a sudden, something
hell?
happened back 20 years ago. Yeah, that's the way it goes.
That's not right.
Portugal 4. Number 1, Pepe, born in Brazil. Danilo, New Guinea. Matthew Nunes, Brazil, and Diego Costa, Switzerland.
Pepe doesn't count.
Why not? Because he's 43.
Yeah.
I think he might actually be 44 now. It's
You want-
incredible.
Let's get him out on a team.
Let's get him out on an over 40 team here.
Let's trick him.
Let's trick him into coming over here. I mean, you
Yeah.
might be able to.
Maybe like we say it's to play on an American side.
Yeah.
And, like just mention MLS, but like put not in really small letters.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We should do that.
We could do that.
I can't write. You can't read. Should we have Brooks do it?
Well, I feel like the inability to write and read might actually work in our favor here.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, I think Brooks would actually put it out too logical and like actually explain things.
Yeah. All right.
Us.
Phone call us. We got
Us.
this.
Yeah,
All right,
we
we got
got
this.
this.
We're gonna double team.
Oh,
on this one.
Pepe,
We
you
got
speak
this.
English? No, perfect. All right.
Lovely. USA, come now.
USA, come money now.
Budweiser.
How much money? I got $2.
That's a lot of money over from where you. Be
No, it's not.
Shit. Okay.
No, not even close.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
But if you don't define how much money it's gonna be for,
See this? You're a master negotiator.
yeah.
All right. Onwards. We got a lot to get to. All right, fellas. We're going to talk about Copa America, which, Brooks, you are wearing a... you're wearing...
Finally, all this European stuff is done.
Yeah, see, you're bored stiff. You almost fell asleep over
You got
there.
what?
I
Seven,
did.
7 days for the Copa, right?
It starts this Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Starts Thursday, man.
This is where like we don't see our families anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a
Good
lot of
seeing you.
football coming up.
Yep.
There's an absolute ton of football coming up. for
Football,
us.
you could say, is coming home. The Copa America, right?
It's already here. Like, all the
It's
games are
coming.
being played here.
It's coming home.
No, it's already here.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
South American tournament.
Yeah.
It's coming home.
So it is
America.
first game this Thursday, Argentina versus Canada at 8 p.m. It's kickoff at 8 p.m. Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
I'm hoping my buddy Mike Lavity goes to that game, and I'm hoping Argentina. Dump truck, Trader McGee, Jesse Marsh. I hope you win 0 games and shit your khakis. That's right. Poop right in your khakis, you son of a bitch.
I want to count Canada out if I were you.
I already counted them out.
Well, I'm telling you
They're
why you
out.
shouldn't count them out.
No, go ahead.
A lot of athletes, man. A lot of
Boo.
athletes that can run and physical players. And also guys that play in maybe not such high-class leagues that maybe won't have a point to prove.
Let me ask you a
Like
question.
Messi playing in the MLS.
Let me ask you
No.
a question,
He's
Brooks.
got a point to prove.
No.
Let me ask you a question, Brooks. What do you want to have happen to Canada?
I want them to advance out of the group,
You
honestly.
son of
and
a
I
bitch.
want
Oh,
them
you
to
get out of this room.
I do.
You get out of this room.
I do.
How dare you?
And I think they have
How
a
you and
chance.
Jesse Marsh, get out of here.
I think they have a chance.
Get out of here. How do you,
I don't know. Who is this man?
hello,
Who is this?
President, whoever it is right now,
Prime Minister?
whatever, no. Biden,
He can't
allegedly.
talk louder. He can't hear you.
Yeah.
Biden, pull his passport.
Oh my word! Oh my word! All right, we're gonna talk about that and a couple of other things.
I'm just saying, I like this Canadian roster in the front three, and then you got Alphonso Davies at the left back position that can get forward. I mean, I like this team. It's an interesting team.
I could have sworn Brooks said he wanted Canada to burn in hell.
No, that was
but
me.
No, that was him.
That was me.
That was clearly you, but I thought he was agreeing with you.
Listen, Tajon Buchanan with his speed and pace and his ability to drive at players is an interesting one, and I think they'll give I think Argentina will win, but they will give them fits.
Give me a prediction right now, Brooks. Give me a prediction right now. Argentina, what score versus Canada, what score? What is the prediction? Tell me.
2-1 Argentina.
2-1?
Yes.
Not even close.
Oh, good Lord. I'm going to go minimal 3-0 Argentina.
Wow.
I'm gonna go-
You have little faith.
I'm going to go 6-0 Argentina.
That's probably closer to where the score is going to be.
And then Peru's going to beat them 3-1.
Do you know?
And Chile's going to beat them.
Oh, they got
2-1.
Peru and Chile. They're
I
going to
think
beat
Mexico
one
in
of
a
those
friendly.
I think Canada can beat Peru and Chile.
They're going to beat one of those two.
What?
teams.
Yes. A lot of those Peruvian players play in the MLS, and this is probably about a half MLS squad for this Canadian roster, so they know these
I think
guys.
you might be kind of right. Peru and Chile.
Chile are not bad, but
I don't know.
they're not invincible.
They're not great. Listen, if we can force Canada to run around holding Tim Horton cups while they play, we got a
I'm
chance.
say this right now. When it comes to international play, right?
Yeah.
Go back to my Walt Waghurst comment. Chile and Peru will stab you in the heart in order to win that game. They go toe-to-toe with teams like Brazil and Argentina all the time.
Hopefully they don't want to stab me in the heart to
No,
win
they
their
won't.
And
They
has a
will.
lot to prove, in my opinion. I think they did not play well in the last World Cup. When they were in qualifying was great, but when they got to the World Cup,
Yeah,
I
'cause
feel like it was a letdown. And I feel like a lot of those guys have something to prove.
So I'm going to repeat what you just said, but I'm going to use different words.
Ah.
Canada, playing shit teams, did really great in CONCACAF.
Well, they beat
And
the United
then-
States,
And shit
and I believe they beat Mexico.
They never beat them when it really mattered. Now have they?
No, they put a lot of pressure on us,
And
that's
they
for
beat
sure.
'em?
Because a
No.
lot of us were saying
they-
fire Berhalter when they
And
lost
they-
to Canada in
and
qualifying.
They beat them in the Nations League. Yes or no?
Nope.
And they beat them in the Gold Cup.
Nope.
Sweet, congratulations. We all qualified.
Yeah.
Good job. And then you went in and played real
Do you know for
teams.
sure when your nose? Do you know that for sure? Or
No.
you're just agreeing with him?
I'm just agreeing with him.
See, then there you go.
And so you
No, they
went-
haven't beaten
And
him.
so you went and played real teams. And when you played real teams, how'd you do in that World Cup when you played real teams? I don't know. Morocco beat the shit out of you.
Oh, yeah,
Croatia
Canada was
beat the shit out of you.
toast.
Well, it didn't help that John
Good idea.
Herdsman decided to, just say, make that
John
comment.
Hertzman is 1,000 times better coach than Jesse Marsh, and I hate him.
He is
You know what?
doing, he
You know
is
what?
doing
That's
well
the
for
smartest thing he
TFC.
said all day.
Is it?
Besides the
is!
sucking.
John, great.
John Herdman is a great coach.
He is.
Look
He's
what
done
he's
well
done
with
at TFC.
TFC.
Look, he's
He's
done a
done
phenomenal
well.
job with a team last year that was absolutely crap. Finished at last. I agree.
would've took
Jesse
Herdman.
Marsh, I think he's an okay coach.
No,
I think
he's
we're
not.
really going
No,
to
he's
find
not.
out.
No, he's
you
not.
don't like him because
With
he's
the
a traitor.
He is an absolute shitbag, and he sucks.
Because he's a traitor in your
Why?
mind.
Because he made one video where he was yelling to a bunch of guys who probably didn't understand what he was saying in Austria, and they were looking at him probably
I don't
going,
think I've seen
who is
that
this
video."
American yelling at me? Why are you talking? This is stupid. And then he got beat up again.
I
And then
have
he went
no
to
idea
Red
what you're
Bulls
talking about.
and got beat up. And he went to the Premier League and got beat up.
did.
He is a track record of failure. And that's why our national team took one look at him and said, I'd rather have a back-passing, bouncing, bald-headed, scandalous guy
Go,
than
Greg.
have tight pants near my organization.
With hair.
And what did he do? He went, well, the process wasn't fair. So I went over, instead of trying to help the team and be a part of something and then hopefully work my way in, he went over and defected. That's right, he defected. And I don't ever want to hear his name mentioned again. From here on in, we call him Shit Pants McGee. That's it, Craig. Write it down. Nigelsman is Bagelsman. Jesse Marsh is Shit Pants McGee. We're moving on.
Shit tight pants, McGee.
Yes, and if he ever wins anything, that's still how I'm referring to him, because he's
Understood.
dead to me. This is what happens when you break my heart, Jesse Marsh. I loved you. I supported you, and you ripped my heart out, you son of a bitch.
So Nate thinks we gave him water before the show, but it was actually vodka. Apologies there to everybody.
Oh,
watching.
geez.
Should have saved that one for after this. We'll be right back. I'm Craig Hearn. Today, I'm here with the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. He's going to show me some simple exercises and stretches to do before my soccer games. Because to be honest, I'm getting a little older and I need to be better prepared for these games. All right, he's got some stuff he's going to show us. Let's jump in.
What's up, guys? Dr. Zach here with Craig. We're going through a dynamic warm-up here. Super important, especially in this age group as we get older. A lot of guys that I see, they go right from their car and straight to the field without any warm-up. We want to make sure that we're getting the body warm, we're getting loose, we get the heart rate up so that we can help reduce injury. All right, guys, so I've got Craig currently doing some grass sweeps. He's doing a Frankenstein stretch, and he's also going through some pogos right now. Whoa, Craig, what the hell?
Yep, sorry, Doc. All this newfangled dynamic warm-up, this and that. What was wrong with my old warm-up? Oh, yeah, the doc was right. Definitely need the new warm-up. Oh, good Lord.
Well, next week is
All right, we got a lot to get to. Listen, I couldn't tell you half the teams in Copa America because I've been focused on the Euros, the big tournament that's happening in the world.
Well, I've got them all pulled up here, Craig.
I got to be honest. Listen, Brooks, I think if we took a poll of majority of soccer fans here in the USA, I guarantee it'd probably be Nate. What, you think maybe 80-20?
80-20 waiting for the premiership to come back on.
No, I'm talking about
no, nobody cares.
Pretty much.
Euros.
Damn it!
I mean, Euros versus Copa.
You know.
Like,
I would say so. I mean, you have a lot of expats here, national pride, but it should be fun because USA has had it's a big tournament for the Americans. I'm excited.
They do. Will they do well? I don't know. Here's what the games America
is
has
yes.
coming up. So USA kicks off 1 week from today, June 23rd versus Bolivia, 6 p.m. And then they follow it up 4 days later, Thursday, June 27th versus Panama. 6 p.m. kickoff there. And then the last game of the group stage against Uruguay, 9 p.m. on Monday, July 1st. 3 days shy of July 4th. America.
Do you want me to read off the roster?
The whole roster?
Yeah.
Didn't we do that already?
No, we haven't.
I will say this, though, before we do that. I think this schedule absolutely works in USA's favor.
That Uruguay game's
The Uruguay at the
tough
last
one.
is probably the best thing that could happen.
That's a
because-
scary game, though, if they need
if
they need points.
No, but it might not matter because if you're getting USA,
Correct.
which
You get 2 wins.
they two wins, you're looking at two teams just kind of sitting there going,
The question is, doesn't matter where you finish because you're screwed because Colombia and Brazil are in the other group that you're going to have to play.
hey, man, we drew against Brazil.
Yeah, in a friendly.
Yeah, you couldn't even say that with a straight face.
man.
'Cause we all know Brazil didn't get out of the third gear.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Colombia absolutely took it to the USA.
I never heard of
Yes.
Vinicius Jr.
Yeah, Vini.
Yeah, maybe he needs to get senior to come out. Because,
Rodrigo. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, I don't
Then
know
he's
his
senior.
name.
And their goalkeeper's got a girl's name, Allison.
Yeah.
Brooks.
I think I dated an Allison in high school.
It wasn't an Allison with a beard, though, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Just
Didn't
making
realize this was co-ed soccer.
sure.
Oh, they're
All
gonna
right.
hurt us so bad.
Brooks.
Probably.
The teams that just played against Colombia, the USA team that just played against Colombia and Brazil. So 5-1 losers to Colombia, 1-1 draw with Brazil. Good display there. America should have won. Who was dropped from that?
So Cardoso was dropped the second game,
Boo.
which I don't like him. I think he's
I was
useless.
about to say that was your wet dream right there, wasn't
He's
it?
just completely useless, that guy.
Okay.
He's,
Oh,
the game's
my
too
word.
fast for him. You know, it's just too fast for him. Like Spain is like I have space and time. It's not like, Premier League where it's like someone's on your ass every 5 seconds. So
He
watched
did
this?
really well in La Liga, by the way. He did really well in La Liga.
I mean, he's not playing for like one of the best 3 teams. So come on now.
Well, hold on. Who was Cardoso dropped for? Before we get critical. Like,
So
who
they
was that?
it was Weston, Gio, and Musa. Munis Musa's 20 times the player of Cardoso.
No, for sure, but
I don't think
they put. So who they? I can't.
I don't
remember.
think you. I think you just had a starting like 30, and then you had to drop it to 25, 27, and 26.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
Well, they have the 26 year. So and then they started Pepe instead of from Colombia to Balogun came off the bench. So do you want me to read the roster?
run through it. Go for it.
All right. So Brendan Aronson, Tyler Adams, Balogun, Johnny Cardoso, Carter Vickers, Luca De La Torre, Ethan Horvath, Sean Johnson, Christopher Lunn, Weston McKennie, Mark McKenzie, Shaq Moore, who came on a little bit at the end of the game. I'm not crazy about him. Yunus Musa, Ricardo Pepe, Christian Pulisic, Tim Ream, Gio Reyna, Chris Richards, Anthony Robinson, Miles Robinson, Josh Sargent. Seems like he'll keep him to see if he gets better.
Yep.
And then Joe Scally, Malik Tillman, Matt Turner, Tim Weah, and Haji Wright. So it looks like they dropped one of the Tillman brothers.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you 2 questions here. First question: one player on the team that you're pissed that they kept. Who should they have dropped? That's it. Just give me one player you're like, why is he in this squad? Get rid of him.
Haji Wright.
Okay, Haji Wright scored a lot of goals. Coventry City, big goals by the way for Coventry City leading up. end of the
Aren't they in
season
League
there.
One?
They are no, they're in the championship.
Okay.
So don't shoot me, but I agree because I would have left Cardosa, a midfielder, in over taking Haji Wright.
Okay.
I would have brought Vasquez in.
or Ron Vasquez, who was
Vasquez wasn't in the,
Because he's
in
just-
the 30 though.
But
on the
he,
list.
but I know, but
he's a different type of player.
he is, and he's been scoring goals in Liga MX.
All right, we guys jumped ahead. The next question was going to be give me one player that you would like to see brought into the squad that isn't currently there.
So his is it Vasquez for you?
I'd say Vasquez. Yeah, I mean, it's disheartening that he doesn't get enough time in with this national team because I think again he's a different type of forward.
Yeah. I'm trying to think because I did watch the 23s play, and we do have some guys playing with them. I really thought Zimmerman should have came in.
Yeah, he's off with the Olympic squad.
Yeah, he's with the Olympic squad, because the Olympic squad, you can choose, I think it's 2 to 3 guys that are like on the senior team that can play down with those guys. Walker's one of them. Yeah, Walker again, I like Aiden Morris. I like Aiden Morris.
Well.
He's a different type of player. He's not just like play me the ball and like east to west, south. He gets at it. He covers ground. I mean, he's kind of a lesser version of McKennie, I would say, in some aspect. McKennie's is more athletic than him.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's just, I don't know, just Delatorre and Cardoso don't just check all the boxes for me. I don't love them.
Yeah.
I want a hardworking player that wants to kill people.
All right.
In the midfield.
I get it. All right. So who's going to finish 1, 2, 3, 4 in this thing, Brooks? Give it to me. Who wins it? Where do USA finish?
Wait, let's just go through the groups here.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's go. I'll read them off. There's only 4 of them anyways. It's not a whole lot.
Go for it.
All right. So who do you think comes out of Group 1? Argentina, Peru, Chile, Canada.
Argentina obviously come out of that group.
I think they're first. Like, no doubt about that.
To be honest, Nate's going to hate me, but I think it's either going to be Canada. It might be Canada.
Do it.
It might be Canada.
I think Argentina and Canada.
Yeah. Okay.
Nate?
Argentina, Chile.
Okay. Yep.
Second group, Mexico, Ecuador, Venezuela, Jamaica.
Not Jamaica.
That's a tough group.
They've lost some players, as we said with Leon Bailey, right?
Yeah.
He's protesting.
Ecuador and Venezuela are sneaky teams.
I think Venezuela come out with Mexico.
Okay.
Yep.
I think Venezuela. I like Venezuela, Mexico. I'm going to actually say I'm going to walk that back. I think Mexico has been disappointing lately. I'm going to say Venezuela, Ecuador.
I like that. I'm going with Venezuela and Ecuador.
Okay.
I don't think Jamaica has enough, unfortunately. Leon Bailey and just kind of this dysfunction that's going on through the federation right now. And Mexico has been super disappointing. Group C, USA, Uruguay, Panama, Bolivia.
Uruguay, USA.
So Uruguay number 1?
Yes.
Okay. I will say USA 1, Uruguay 2.
Okay.
Easy. Uruguay 1, USA 2.
Okay. Group D, Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay, Costa Rica.
Brazil 1, Colombia 2.
Yeah, Brazil 1, Colombia 2.
Genau.
I don't know what that means.
I agree.
Yeah. German for I agree.
All right.
And then essentially what happened, you play, Group A, 1 would play 2 in Group B, then, vice versa. So I think the final 4 for me, since we'll be on the opposite side of Argentina, but we'll probably play Brazil with Colombia. I don't think the USA advances past the first knockout round.
I will probably agree with that. Yep.
Yeah.
I think honestly Argentina go on to win this.
Yeah. I think it could be, if they're on opposite sides, it could be Argentina and Brazil playing in the final.
I think that would be the best way to have this. I think that would be the best scenario for Copa America because that'll get the most viewers involved, to be honest.
And the fans to the stadium.
Yeah, absolutely. Fans to the stadium. But I think Argentina, because one, they have a goalie who stands on his head. They've got players like, obviously, Messi, Garnacho, who's the other young gun? Julian Alvarez.
Mm-hmm.
They've just got players who can run, and if you've got Julian Alvarez and you've got Garnacho, who've got just pace and speed for days, running off and around Lionel Messi, who can find them. Oh my word! And then you've got Martinez in the back as your goalkeeper. Yeah, I don't think Brazil will stand a chance either. So I put Argentina down.
I think the only way USA can advance, and it was not a good showing because the guys were getting some rust off their legs, if they play Colombia, possibly. But if they match up against Brazil, I think forget about it.
Yep.
We had that miracle in the Confederations Cup where we beat undefeated Spain years ago, but I just don't think this team has the grit that those guys had.
Great.
What do you think, Nate?
Well, you guys are going to have egg in your face when USA wins this whole goddamn thing in America.
Okay. What has to happen for that to happen? I'm curious.
Nothing.
You got to score more goals.
Nothing.
Score more goals than the other team, Brooks.
No deep analysis?
My deep analysis is us thunderclapping your South American team's butt cheeks right on the field.
Okay.
Kaboom. And Canada pooping themselves.
Well,
Jesse Marsh having to run out of the stadium because the brown in his khakis has slightly changed a tint.
This is getting awkward.
Hint.
Hint. Just a shade.
He's a
different.
traitor.
He's a traitor.
Okay, I have a question for all of you guys. Who would you like to see, but outside of Pulisic, who would you like to see step up and have a good Copa America tournament?
Honestly, Weston McKennie. Love to see Weston McKennie put his foot down and go, I'm a central midfielder. I'm worthy of a premiership team. Step up, my friend.
Because
Put
he's
it in
linked to
there.
your team?
'Cause he's linked. That's going to be in the little news that we got coming up a little later here.
Yeah.
News of Weston McKennie heading to the premiership potentially. I would love, but from a USA perspective, I would love to see him step up. I also would love to see Tim Ream step up and prove all of us wrong. I would love, because we've all said, listen, it's pointless him being there because we're trying to gear up for 2026.
Sure.
But I would love for him to step up and give a big middle finger to everybody and say, I don't care. I'm the best player there is here. So
for me, 2 players. Tim Weah,
yep.
because he has moments where he has stuff of brilliance.
Yep.
We're beating players, taking them on. I would love to see him cut inside a little more and shoot with his left.
Sure.
Matt Turner. I think he has it in himself to not be a Premier League goalkeeper, but maybe to Germany or maybe to Italy and play for one of those teams where he can start. And I think he can have somewhat of a decent European career, not second division
I like
soccer.
that pick, although I just got to be honest and say I think he's a championship level player, Matt Turner. Nate, player you want to see step up for USA?
Well, everyone did multiple, so I'm doing multiple.
Oh,
You can. Go for it.
Player number 1, Miles Robinson.
Coming back from injury.
Okay.
You say,
After a Tim Ream pulls his whatever,
Hamstring.
and he has to get subs on, Miles Robinson regains his starting position and has a stellar lockdown partnership with Chris Richards, running it back to how it should have been before he got injured. Player number 2, Tyler Adams,
Yeah.
who actually probably will have a resurgence. His year was cut short, hampered with injuries, and he's looking good coming back. Get out of his way. Here comes the Adams train. And player number 3, last but not least, Mr. Florian Balogun. I was told you were good.
Yeah.
That's I'm waiting to see it. That'd be nice to see. Right now, Ricardo Pepe's better than you, so prove him wrong and come out and actually perform. That'd be nice to see. I mean, you campaigned to be here or whatever, or we campaigned to get you here, so it'd be a shame if we decide not to play you no more. So why don't you go ahead and American up there, buddy.
So outside of Pulisic, who's played in the Premier League and had somewhat of success with Chelsea, do we believe there's one other guy that can step in and play in there? McKennie and Adams are the 2. McKennie's linked.
Right.
Adams has still not yet quite shown it. But I think those 2 are of the quality. I would say Tyler Adams has the best chance because I think he just does a little more than McKennie on the ball.
I don't know if there's anybody in this squad that has the quality that's required for Premiership soccer.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I just don't think there is. I mean, listen, Tim Ream's done a phenomenal job for Fulham, but then he lost his starting job towards the end of the year.
Sure.
Because a new coach came in and he wanted to play a different style.
Yep.
The old coach just wanted, I need you to get in there, win everything with your head, and then knock the ball to someone else on our team. That's all I need you to do. So
Oh, boy.
he lost his job. Tyler Adams is a good player, but I don't think he's a great player. Weston McKennie's a good player. He's yet to show if he can be a great player. They both have had health. They've been little injuries here and there. I would love to see Josh Sargent step up, but again, no. I think Florian Balogun thinks he's a Premiership player, but clearly no club believes in him.
Yeah.
He's sold off to the French league. I just don't see it, to be honest. Maybe not even Pepe. I got nothing. Matt Turner,
No.
we know, isn't quality.
He can't even get starts in the Eredivisie, honestly, with PSV. He's
Right.
coming off the bench,
Right.
and he's been disappointed about that.
Nate,
I just
sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm agree with you. I just don't think that Adams is the closest one for me because he's gritty.
Yeah.
And I think when I've seen him play, when that one time he came back for Bournemouth, I actually kind of liked how he played a little bit in the midfield. Like he was there, he was present. Guys were giving him the ball. I mean, that's the sign of trust, I think, for Americans. Guys are going to give you the ball in the Premier League. You know, we got Aronson going back to Leeds, who are in the Championship. So,
I think even a year ago we would have said a Gio Reyna, but he's had his chance with
he's not.
Forest, and
He's
not there.
not there.
Nate,
Most of the guys are Serie A and Bundesliga guys.
thoughts? Any American players you like?
Chris Richards.
Yeah, there you go.
He's in Palace, yeah.
He's poised to step it up. Adams, for sure.
And actually, he was part of the Palace team that went on a hell of a run towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I think won like 10 of the last 11 or something stupid like that, and was a real integral part of that team. Stepped into the midfield, so that's a great call. I kind of forgot about him. That's a great call.
One comment here from Zagorski, and
Luke.
It's about
freaking times when we've mentioned his name tonight, man.
It's about a U.S. player that's with the 23s that plays with Nate's rival club, the Columbus Crew. Patrick Schulte. There's rumors of him allegedly going to Arsenal. What are our thoughts about that? Do you want me to start, or you go ahead?
I got no thoughts on it, to be honest. I don't know if it's quality. I mean, it's just probably going to be a backup. It's going to be end of the bench, but please tell me your thoughts. Yeah.
Luke, man, I watched this kid play at SLU, and I watched him through his career at Crew and his stints with the national team. I was hesitant when he was at SLU to see what he would do in MLS. He's proven me wrong a little bit, but he still shows a lot of weakness. In my opinion, when you're a Premier League keeper, I think a high-quality Premier League keeper, you need to be strong off the line, command your box, and I think he really lacks that. He hugs his line way too much. He's not good in the air. He's kind of a twig, if you're gonna, in my opinion. He needs to put on more muscle. I think Arsenal is not a good step for him. I think him going to another country to play, or an EFL League One team or a championship team. But if he makes the move from Crew to Europe, he should go somewhere where he needs to start. I don't think that's a good move. And I said the same thing with Turner. It wasn't good. And there you go. Nate?
Definitely not starting at Arsenal.
Well, I don't care. He's not going to see the field.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Agreed.
what I always say about a guy going straight from A to B, there's a C in between.
Yeah.
And that's where you should go.
Yep. Agreed.
Yep.
All right. Well, anything else to add for the Copa America talk there, boys? Or
No, I
we're
just,
good to have
I
this
mean,
start?
I guess one thing, this is the final question. If Berhalter doesn't, if they advance out of the group and they don't win that first knockout round, is he on the hot seat?
Nope. I think they're signed with him. I think they made the decision. They're riding the ride. Let's go. Let's go.
What do you
They're
think,
in the
Nate?
Berhalter.
Nate?
Oh, he's never going anywhere. We're doomed. We're stuck with him.
I completely disagree with both of you. I think if he doesn't perform and at least get past that first knockout round match and beat a top quality team in this region with North America-ish area,
So you're telling
people are going to be calling for him to step down. And I was so last week when you guys were doing, talk about the Euros and everything. I was watching the 23 game. I was watching the U23 game.
You were watching the 23 game when we were doing our Euro talk?
Yes, I was. And a lot of people in those comments were extremely unhappy with Berhalter and wanted him gone. I think if you have a fan base that's pissed off enough,
Nah, but go ahead.
they will get rid of him.
Okay. So essentially what happens is Matt Crocker says, hey, I know I'm new to this job, but I made a mistake. So I'm going to try to rectify that right now.
You can't play that because you already knew coming in there was some heat there.
He had is Matt Crocker's choice. He interviewed several people. It took his time. He went through the process. He hired Greg Berhalter. He's not about to go, yeah, hey, my bad. We made a mistake. You know what he's going to come out and he's going to do? He's going to go, hey, Greg Berhalter and the team didn't do very well during Copa America. This is just part of the process to get us to 2026 where we're going to be strong enough.
Oh, he's not going to say I made a mistake. He's gonna put the blame on Greg and be like, we've given you everything, but you haven't done enough.
I would like to know the
That's
thoughts.
what they're going to do if they fire him. Crocker ain't going to say I made a mistake.
I don't know about that. Well, essentially, when you hire someone and they don't do the job, then you have to fire them. You're saying to your superiors, I made a mistake by hiring this guy, right?
Doesn't matter what's on the inside says. Would matter what you say to the public.
Let me shit on your pipe dream. They're going to get out of the group. They're going to lose to Brazil or whoever.
Colombia or Brazil, yeah.
And it'll be a narrow loss. And that will be that. And you're going to lose to a top 10 nation in the world, and no one's going to think twice because no one thinks you should beat a Colombia or Brazil, and that's going to be it.
And you shouldn't beat a Colombia or Brazil. Because
With all the talk of how great these young kids are, are you getting the best out of them?
From Brazil? I mean, yeah. I mean, I think they're really getting a really good...
They're the United States there, buddy. Yes.
No, there's no talk about... No.
No.
I don't know.
Really?
No.
Really?
Outside the U.S.?
We just went through the entire
Not
US
outside the
roster.
U.S., the whole country.
Okay.
Whole country. We've had guys go to the Premier League. They play in Serie A and the Bundesliga, and look what they're doing. You know, these are the up and comers.
We just went through the roster, and we could barely pick two.
But this is
players
what
that
everyone's
deserve to
talking
play in
about,
the
Craig.
Premiership.
These are the up and coming players.
Hey.
They're going to take us to the next level.
I'm gonna channel my inner. Is it Lindsay? Was it Lindsay Horan?
Wait, hold
These
on.
American fans are idiots.
Hold on.
We can barely
Are you
find
sure
two.
I'm the one with the vodka?
I think we may have slipped in vodka.
I think I had a drink before I came in for Father's
No
Day.
way.
There's no way.
I know.
We don't even have any top 50 players, do we?
No, Pulisic could be the highest ranked. I think
Hey,
someone
there's
put him
no
in.
way is at 50.
And he's the only one that performs consistently in Europe.
Well, that's what we're saying. There's none of these other ones.
But I'm just saying, everyone has these U.S. soccer, we MLS Next academies, and we're changing things, and we're moving forward, and we have all these guys in the pipeline.
Who's everyone?
I'm confused as to what
Everyone.
arguing.
Everyone in this country feels that way. They want the next step. All analysts, all the people talk about in the soccer world in this
We
country.
can't make the next step because we don't have the players to make the next step. We're ranked.
That's what I'm
we're ranked
saying.
higher than
I'm
I think
saying
we
that
should be.
all this is coming from this. We got it. We're over in Europe. We're sending guys over.
But that's
Like
not
this. We
Berhalter's
should be playing better. Yes, it is.
It's Berhalter's fault we don't have the right players.
Yes, because he picks the squad and he tries to play them like club players.
I don't understand where we're going with this. Nate, can you help?
Nope.
Because
To be determined.
definitely to be determined. I'm just saying
I got lost about like 10 minutes ago.
we're gonna have to come back to this one. We're gonna.
I've had too much to drink.
Yes, you have. All right, let's jump into some news here. We're going to read off a couple of pieces of news that we've got to talk about within the soccer world. All right, we mentioned earlier, Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa right now is reportedly on his way to Juventus and on the way back from Juventus to Aston Villa. This is a bit of a swap trade. Weston McKennie, U.S. men's national team player Weston McKennie, and another player who I actually never heard of, Samuel Illing Jr., plus cash consideration. So Villa will be getting these two players and cash. We'll be sending Douglas Luiz over to Juventus. Pretty big deal right now. 26 years old, Luiz, 10 goals, 10 assists last year for Villa. Was probably one of our standout players in the midfield. I don't like this deal. I would rather keep Douglas Luiz here at Aston Villa, please. But it looks like he wants to go play at Juventus, and we'll be getting players and cash on the way back. Some sad news to pass along. Millwall goalkeeper Matija Sarkic, 26 years old, passed away yesterday after falling ill with friends at a party, unfortunately. 26 years old, starting goalkeeper for championship side Millwall. That's too young, man. That is just too young. So sad news there. Cincinnati is on the short list.
Hello.
reportedly, to get the next NWSL franchise.
All right.
That's actually
I hope they do it because
Me too.
I think
Great
that
stadium, great
well,
city.
it's a great stadium, great city, great fan base.
Roosevelt's from Cincinnati. Maybe she goes and retires there.
And I don't think they're like the proximity to like the next closest NWSL team is pretty far. So you draw on a pretty good market.
They need to get we always get left out in the Midwest of the country. Like, we can definitely connect things if more teams were put in here. But yeah, like the more NWSL teams in the Midwest region to connect the country for sure.
Question for you fellas is, where do you think, if Cincinnati gets a team, great, where do you think the next one should be? Because that would be 13, I believe. What do you think the next one would be? So Chicago's got one, Washington
Louisville
got
does.
one, Louisville.
Yeah, New York.
Right, New York. but
Detroit,
Orlando.
CFC Stadium.
isn't one here.
Yes.
Yeah, Detroit for the 20.
If Louisville has one and they have a USL club, why can't possibly an NWSL club
Right.
come in here?
So, yeah, I was
It'd
hoping
be
to go
awesome.
with
We
that.
have the talent to do
Yeah,
that.
we do have some talent here
Yes.
in Detroit on the women's side that could
Yes.
possibly step in and be some ballers.
Columbus?
No, don't
Rivalry.
put anything in there.
I gotta go do that. All right, we're gonna
Indianapolis.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
They're building that new stadium for Indy 11.
Yep. Indianapolis will most likely be bidding for that, but it would be great when DCFC get their new stadium set up in 2027 to go out and get an NWSL team. All right, a couple of more pieces here. Fabian Herzeller. You ever heard of him, Brooks? Well, he's your new Brighton manager, and he replaces Roberto De Zerbi. He's going to be the youngest manager in Premier League history. 31 years old. He was born in 1993.
Wow, he's 2 years younger. 2 years younger than me.
Yeah, and what have you done with your life, Brooks? Oh my God, this guy's managing a premiership team. I mean, God, come on, Brooks, let's pick it up here. His contract will run until June 2027. Herzler's at Brighton after an agreement reached in compensation fee from St. Pauli.
Do you like this move, Nate?
Bizarre, isn't it?
I don't know. Because
Much of
here's
a step.
Because it's the same thing I said about Vincent Kompany. You've only coached League Two, and you did a good job there, but now you're in League One. It's a completely different animal, and the Premier League is even a completely different animal
You
from
get
the
eaten
Bundesliga.
alive in the first 6 matches.
Yeah, so it's I don't know. We'll see. It might be a jump too big.
It
too
might be.
quick.
And the funny thing is, Brighton just re-signed two of the elder statesmen, Danny Welbeck and James Milder, who are both 37 and 38 years old.
Yeah.
They're older than the
coach.
by several years. I mean, can you imagine this coach coming in, doing things, and those guys are like, oh, what is he doing? This is nothing.
I mean,
we've
FC
ever seen
St.
in our
Pauli's
career."
no slacker when it comes to clubs that are followed by a lot of fans and expectations to move higher.
But they're not exactly a top level where. I mean, look where Brighton have finished the last 2 years, right?
Yeah, they're mid-table.
6th and 8th and 9th or something like that. So
I think they were 10th this year.
they finished 10th.
Yeah.
I mean,
So the bar for success isn't very high for Brighton.
No, it's
for us.
not.
So if they finish,
But if they get into Europa League, that's probably the goal, right?
that could be the long-term goal. But
Yeah.
even if he finishes mid-table, I think he'd be able to retain his job.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. We have a comment here from Ben Korek. We need NWSL in Grand Rapids, not Detroit.
Shut up, Ben.
That's interesting.
yeah, I'm guessing with that new stadium they're reportedly building out there, right? But
Too far of a drive for me.
Grand Rapids, does that have enough a draw? Of,
Yes, I think they do.
It does.
God, I don't want to see.
And
it
there's
go
been
there.
some pro players, honestly, NWSL.
Why would
players.
NWSL put a team there when 2 hours away is Detroit?
Well, maybe they don't want to
Because
put it in a huge city where there's high expectations.
But
Where,
essentially, what you're saying is, hey, Detroit, F you, you're never going to get a city because we're going to put it in Grand
So
Rapids.
Dan Garnell also texted me, don't forget Cleveland's in the running for an NWSL team. They're trying to get one as well.
So I think where Detroit would nudge out Grand Rapids, even though I do think Grand Rapids would be a great place for any type of team. I only said what I said because it's far away from me. I think where Detroit would win out is the brand name. And I think if you're putting a team in Michigan, the opportunity to have a brand name connect to USL Championship, and it's considered a high-drawing USL Championship team as well, you jump on that.
Yep, Brooks.
Yep. Comment, Andre Sherrard just saying there's 14 NWSL clubs, and Boston's coming in 26. So Boston's kind of been the historic team.
Yeah.
I think they played at Harvard in the past, so that's a team that's old school that's coming back in. Okay. So they have 14 teams with Boston 26. So, yeah, I mean,
Well, okay, so
it's interesting.
Listen to the teams we've just named off, right? Chicago, New York, Boston, Louisville, Cincinnati reportedly there.
Cleveland's trying to get one
Those are
along with their
Cleveland.
MLS Next Pro
Do
team.
you see any cities in there smaller than or as small as Grand Rapids? I guarantee. Listen,
Louisville.
Go into Louisville. Go to those other cities and go, hey, NWSL is thinking about putting a team in Grand Rapids, and every single one of those people are going to go.
Because currently, do you want me to read the
What
teams?
What state is that in?
Do you want me to
No
read
one
the teams
knows.
we have right now in NWSL?
Go for it.
So we have Angel City, which is LA,
Yeah,
obviously.
we all know LA. Yeah.
Bay City's in the San Jose area.
Yep, we know that.
Chicago Red Stars, Chicago, obviously. Houston Dash.
Yep.
Kansas City Current.
Yep.
New Jersey, New York Gotham FC. So they play at Red Bull Arena. North Carolina Courage, which, I mean, listen, where they are, Raleigh's not a huge.
But you named it after the state. It's not a city, but Raleigh.
Yeah.
Everybody knows where Raleigh is, though.
Sure, yeah. And they play, obviously, where the College Cup was played a lot in Cary, North Carolina.
Sure.
So they, Orlando Pride, Portland Thorns, which is a bigger city than, Grand Rapids.
Yep.
Racing Louisville.
Yep.
San Diego Wave.
Yep.
Seattle Reign, Utah Royals, and Washington Spirit.
Not a single one of Grand Rapids size. Although I do like the suggestion of Grand Rapids. I think they're building a stadium out there. It could be why they are building it. They want to set up for that fee, that league. But again, I don't think that the NWSL would put a team there based on the fact that 2 hours away is a city by the name of Detroit that is built for a couple million, and in the suburbs have several million. So
I would guess maybe USL Super League, which is the women's league they're starting, is maybe that's the best thing for there. And then maybe, if I don't know if NWSL and USL are clashing heads like MLS and USL are, but maybe at some point all the women's leagues just merge, and then that kind of covers some of the area, and you got your medium-sized cities with your large, and
maybe.
I don't think you need to necessarily have a large city to be successful. You just need the fan base that's going to be there.
Agreed, but what I'm saying is that none of those cities are Grand Rapids type cities. They're all major metropolitan areas.
Agreed.
Right? So
yeah.
All right, boys. Anything else to finish up on this Father's Day edition of the weekly recap from We Are Soccer?
Nope.
No, I think we're
good to go.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you spending the Father's Day Sunday evening with us. We really do appreciate it. I want to say a big thank you to our sponsors as well. Big thank you to Soccer World. Big thank you to Next Level Training. Big thank you to the Michigan Jaguars, Thomas McGee's, and Dr. Zachary Atwood, the Football Doc. Please do me a huge favor. Give them a share. Give them a like on all the social channels. We would very much appreciate it. I hope you all had a awesome Father's Day. And for me and the boys here at the studio, we're out. Cheers.